Thank you. Today I want to talk about Maxer Account Service Network, or ASN. Okay, it's something that we believe that is a must-have for Web3 to be successful. And if we don't build it, somebody else might. Now, today, I'm sure we have many Web3 enthusiasts in the audience today, including myself. But if we sit back to think a bit, Web3 is really not widespread. It has not been adopted by the general public in a large scale compared with Web 2. And by and large, most of us, including myself, conduct our business activities on internet using Web 2. So certainly there are some missing links. Okay. And in fact, there could be many. At Maxer, we focus on 3 must-have in order for Web3 to fly. We believe these are not just nice to have, but they are must-have. Now, the first must-have is credible anonymity. Now, this almost sounds like an oxymoron, contradictory, right? You want to be anonymous, and at the same time, you want to be credible. And part of the attraction of Web3, such as Bitcoin, is that you can remain anonymous. But on the other hand, there are many activities that cannot be extended to anonymous entity. For example, a bank will not lend money to an anonymous entity. So how can you create credibility with an anonymous entity so that people can establish trust on Web3? That is an essential element. The second must-have is, this must-have is especially relevant in view of the recent development in AI. How can you be assured that account, behind that account is a real human being and not an AI entity? AI can create many accounts out of nowhere, and they can overpower and sabotage human activities on Web3 in no time, and the whole thing can lead to doomsday scenario quite easily. The third must-have is obvious. Web3 is not easy to use today. Probably only a few tech-savvy people may use it. And for non-tech-savvy people, they may be hesitant to use it. And if you lose your private key, you are in big trouble, right? So we focus on attacking these 3 must-haves. Now, we believe central to the idea of what we have is this thing called one person, one account, or 1P1A. By that, I mean each account is inextricably tied to a human being, not AI. And a human being can have one and only one account, not 2 accounts. And only with that, you can trace the activity of that account, which can remain anonymous, but you can trace its activities and thus make your decision on whether it's trustworthy or not. Okay. If an account does something bad previously, you cannot use another account to hide it, although you're anonymous. Okay. And this is a schema of our architecture. Okay. So we believe that a single sign-on is very important for the user experience. So we have a wallet for the single sign-on, very much like you may use Google to sign on to many Web 2 applications. The difference is that Google is on Web 2. You lose the control of your data. So we want to maintain decentralization. Furthermore, Google is not 1P1A. You can establish many Google accounts and hide your activities. Okay. You can remain anonymous, but it's not 1P1A. So we want to have a single sign-on network through Maxer, for example, through which you can access a whole host of different Web 2 as well as Web 3 applications. By 1P1A, I don't mean you can only have one account for Bitcoin, one account for Ethereum. You can have many, but if you want, you can tie those accounts to link them to a single account, which is probably linked to one human being. And that human being will not have a different account. And that's the key idea. Now, how do we ensure 1P1A? Okay. We do this using a combination of FIDO plus biometric tied to the human being plus zero knowledge proof, ZKP. Now, FIDO is an industrial standard that allows the users to use biometric as a single sign-on to different applications on the web, but it's not 1P1A. So to do 1P1A, we have to include or incorporate extra using zero knowledge proof plus other advanced cryptography method. Okay. Now, because of the lack of time, I don't have the luxury of going into the technical details. I just want to say we did not come up with this concept out of the blue, out of a vacuum. We built a number of systems beforehand, including systems such as the mirror identity that mirrored a human being on the web world in a one-to-one manner. And we also done some project on zero knowledge based identity verification. And that eventually lead to the conceptualization of Maxa ASN. We are open to collaboration on the technical front as well as the business front. If you really want to find out more about the technical details, please contact us. Now, today you have heard many different talks. It's hard to remember everything. Now, for my talk, if nothing else, I hope you can remember one thing. That is 1P1A is important to establish credible anonymity. And that is important for Web3 in order to have trust. And if you have trust on Web3, that will open up a whole host of many different applications. And it's essential, it's must have. And with that, I close my presentation. Thank you.